Welcome to the darkness, where every shadow hides a story. I'm the Doctor, and in this world, reality is just the beginning of the terror. Grab a seat, turn off the lights, and let's dive into tonight's tale of fear. Don't say I didn't warn you. Jacob loved taking photographs. His camera was his escape from a world that often felt indifferent. Through his lens, he found stories, moments, and emotions that others overlooked. He wandered abandoned places, capturing the remnants of lives long gone, weaving their echoes into his art. One cold autumn evening, Jacob stumbled upon an old, forgotten asylum deep in the woods. The building loomed like a shadow against the crimson sunset, its broken windows resembling gaping mouths. The air was thick with an eerie stillness, and as Jacob stepped inside, he felt the temperature plummet. The asylum was a decaying labyrinth. Faded patient records littered the floor, and rusted gurneys stood like skeletal remains. But it was the photographs hanging in the main corridor that caught his attention. They were hauntingly vivid, each depicting a patient mid-treatment. The faces were blurred, yet the agony in their postures was unmistakable. Jacob's breath hitched when he noticed an empty frame at the end of the hall. Beneath it, a brass plaque read, "The Forgotten Silhouette." Unable to resist, Jacob raised his camera. As he peered through the viewfinder, the corridor seemed to warp. The frames on the walls appeared to move, the blurred figures within twisting and writhing. A faint whisper, like the rustle of dead leaves, filled the air. "Don't look too closely," it said. Dismissing it as his imagination, Jacob pressed on. He explored deeper, his flashlight casting long, unsettling shadows. In the asylum's basement, he found a solitary padded cell. Inside, the walls were covered with scratch marks forming intricate patterns, spirals that seemed to pull his gaze inward. In the center of the room lay an antique mirror. Its surface was cracked, but it reflected the room in unnerving detail. Jacob approached, his curiosity outweighing his unease. As he lifted his camera to capture the scene, the flash went off, illuminating the mirror's surface. In that moment he saw it, his own reflection, but wrong. His double stood motionless, a malevolent grin spreading across its face. Its eyes were hollow, its skin unnaturally pale. Before Jacob could react, the reflection stepped forward, shattering the boundary between them. The mirror cracked, but his reflection didn't vanish. Instead, it reached out, grabbing Jacob by the wrist. His vision blurred, and he felt a suffocating pull as though being dragged underwater. The last thing he saw was his own body collapsing to the floor, lifeless. When Jacob awoke, he was inside the mirror, his screams echoing in the cold, reflective prison. Through the fractured glass, he saw his reflection, now independent, free, and wearing his skin. It picked up Jacob's camera, slung it around its neck, and left without a backward glance. Jacob pounded on the inside of the mirror, but no sound escaped. Days turned to weeks as he watched his doppelgänger live his life, twisting it into something unrecognizable. His friends began to vanish one by one, and his photographs grew darker, capturing the despair of unknown victims. The mirror, now a relic in an antique shop, sits forgotten. Those who look into it sometimes claim to see a shadowed figure screaming silently, begging for release. But no one truly listens because Jacob's silhouette has become just another story, one that no one believes. That's all for tonight, but remember, the night is never truly silent. If you enjoyed the chill, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more stories that will keep you up at night. Until next time.